You got this sweet teacup. I want to come back. And like I say, today's Sunday, so I'm not going to be screaming. I'm not going to be yelling. I'm not going to be using bad words. I am bringing tea. So I'm going to prove that there's a whole creek, and he want my goddaughter and them 3 kids back up under his roof. I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that when a whole grandmother come to the internet and allegedly say that she changed, I'm going to prove to you with receipt that this person have not changed. And I'm going to spill the tea, because tea needs to be spilled. Because it's important. There are people out here following a cult with a son and a mom, and they out here recruiting people to cheer them on and to support them, and then yet whatever what they're doing, it has whatever direction or whatever what they're doing, they have no solution, no proof, no nothing to show they're doing anything that is godly and that is good and is for the meaning of society. They can't show nothing, but I can definitely give you receipts and facts and show what they're doing is nothing but devil's work. So like I said, you guys, when you come to the tea, say, hey, sweet teacup. Hello, grandma, mama, auntie. Hello, Miss Lolo and sweet teacup, you got. And you already know. Thank you, baby. Thank you coming for my beautiful flower cup. Baby, we're going to have this tea today. Today is Sunday. See, they didn't see this coming. But let me tell you, baby, I got wings to fly on that wall. And when it comes to me, I have to spill the tea. So I'm going to get right into it. And we all know the things that I say are my views, my words, my facts, and what 10 plus and some. So let's just get right into the tea, because I'm not going to hold you up. Now, we're going to start off with an elder. 55 and older. Your grandma, your mom. Okay. I'm going to prove that it's all a lie. And I'm going to get facts and who these people are following and leading a whole crew of people to follow them down a road, a dark road. So let me start off from the beginning. And I want you to tell me, hey, Money, hey, Chastity, welcome to the tea, because this is some important tea. I want you to tell me. So we're going to take a woman that's on drugs. We're going to take a woman that's on crack, on drugs. We're going to take a man, he's on drugs, on crack. They get together. They have a child. You ask yourself, she on crack, she on drugs. He on crack, he on drugs. What do you think that child is going to be born like? What type of child do you think that child is going to be? Now, let me tell you, this is a grown-up channel. If you can't handle the tea, then you may want to exit this video. And that dog was on drugs, a female dog, and she got with a male bulldog, and that dog was on drugs. What kind of puppies and litter you think them dogs gonna put out? Them puppies gonna be contaminated. Them puppies gonna come out evil, because they was created from 2 individuals that was on drugs and that was evil. God don't work that way. I'm sorry. You can't take a blue crayon and take a yellow and think the color not gonna come out green. If they come lime, take a blue crayon and yellow right now. All day it comes out green. I stand on it. That's when you gotta take 2 colors to make a new color. So if you get a mom, I forgot to Google it. Just ask. If you take a mother on drugs and the father is on drugs and they conceive a child, you honestly think this child gonna come out? Stay with me. You think this child's gonna come out untouched? You think this child is gonna grow up and be a wonderful young man? You think this child is gonna be the uplifting father? I don't think so. I don't think so. DNA is something else. Genetics is real. That DNA and genetic is real. I'm going to educate you guys for something today. A lot of you guys probably know this. One thing about Sweet Teacup, let me tell you something. I would never lead you down a road astray. When I say something, I bring fights, and I want you to Google this. When 1988, when I got married, it was required. When you put in for your marriage license, you had to have a blood test. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Long time ago, in the early 80s and late in the mid 80s, and so far above that, in order to get married, you had to have a blood test. You had to have a blood test, and you got to present it to the court. And I'm going to break it down and tell you why. The reason why you had to have a blood test, because they had to make sure that DNA was not crossed. They had to make sure that a sister and a brother wasn't marrying each other. They had to make sure that a father wasn't marrying his daughter. They had to make sure there was no form of diseases that were being created because these two individuals got together and both of them were positive. Stay with me now. Wake up. All that was a factor. That's how they moved stuff in the old days. This is not a game. This is real life situation. There's no way someone could tell me or convince me that a crackhead mother and the father that's on drugs, they get together, create a child, and no one gonna convince me that that child gonna come out untouched. You are not gonna convince me that baby, that them chromosomes and that DNA didn't split up from both parents and went into that child. And we are witnessing today in real life, and I stand on it. You don't take a woman that's on crack and drugs, and she chose it, and spend her the majority of her adulthood in jail and prison, in and out, for doing drugs, selling drugs that kill people, mess people up, tore down families. You cannot tell me, can no one convince me that this woman can come out of prison and in 2024, stay with me now, because this is going to be your first receipt. You on the internet, and you come to the internet allegedly, and I'm here for entertainment purposes, and it's Sunday, and I'm going to entertain you. You on the internet, receipt number 1, you said to anyone that listened to your channel, God granted me a second chance. God uplifted me. God changed me. Okay, ma'am. If God changed you, I'm waiting on the video where you showing you in the church. I'm waiting on the video where you sitting in the church and you having a Sunday. I'm waiting on the video. Stay with me. Now, ma'am, we're not going to throw our hands behind our back. We're not going to throw rocks today and hide our hands. You came to the internet yourself and admitted that you sold drugs. So if you was woman enough to sell drugs back in the day, where's the video since God have woken you up and gave you a second chance? Stay with me now and change you. Where's the video? You on the corner giving out Bibles. Where's the video? You speaking on God. Where's the video? You just come in and your whole channel is speaking on the man, the one who changed your life and gave you a second chance, because it don't exist. You're a liar, ma'am. You have no proof to prove that God changed you. But you know what? I can give you proof. I could give you receipts today. Every video this person does shows proof that she's a damn liar and she worships somebody else. Because I don't know who she worships, but it ain't the God that was taught to me. It ain't the God that I see when I walk into a church. It ain't God. Do not move that way. One of the things that my aunt taught me when I was little, Baby, when God come into your life, the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you dress, the way you do everything, you change. Ma'am, allegedly, you got a whole introduction of you dressing like you're a porn star. You got a whole introduction with you exploiting yourself. You say God changed you, but that's not how you moving. You on the internet creating people to support you, and at the same time you say God changed you, but you're putting down a mother that you know nothing about. You putting down a mother while you was in jail or prison on crack. You putting down a young mother who stepped into your shoes, into your place, and protected your son for 8 and 9 years to not show the demon and the devil that he was completely made to be raised. Because she was an angel, it covered that. He came into her life as a thief of the night. When he got with her, we saw changes. Say with me now. Put a 1 in the chat. You agree with me? The whole creep admitted it himself on the video. When I came into royalty life, my world changed. He saw that he didn't have to be what a mama and a daddy created him to be. Royalty put God and angel into his life. Royalty put into his life, you ain't got to steal. You ain't got to cheat. You ain't got to do none of this. But because he grew up to be what he was meant to be, he was created. When I mean created, I mean because there was a man and there was a woman got together. It's not royalty's fault that this woman did drugs and the man and they created this child. That is not her fault. She cannot save him. And now that royalty have distanced herself, because royalty knows she got to get on her knees and say herself. She saw what he was doing and how he was moving. He was going down a dark place, and she was tired of it. So, ma'am, you get on the internet and you say you changed, but nothing comes out of your mouth godly. You don't speak on Jesus. The only time you speak on Jesus is when you say, oh, he changed me. He uplifted me. That's it. That's it. How about this? How about you go to a church and film yourself in church? Come on now, say with me. You grown. You say God changed you. What are you afraid of? See, only a real demon and the devil is afraid to walk into a church. Stay with me now. Only a real demon is not going to show up in the Lord's place. Why don't you pull up at a church, communicate with members, and go live? Show us that God changed you. Show us the same way you got on a corner and sold drugs. Show us. Show the kids in the community. Show your supporters. Stand by what you say. Show us that you can stand on a corner for free and give out Bibles. Show us. Show us that you can walk into a church. Show us that you can walk into a church and you can speak on it and tell the preacher and the whole congregation how you have changed, how your life has been uplifted. But you ain't gonna do that. Oh, you ain't gonna do that because see, it's the demon in you. But you can come to the internet and you can speak on a young woman who have not done nothing to you. But see, that's what it is. Because see, you can be an angel of God, and that's enough to piss the devil off. You ain't got to do not one thing. It's just the idea that you is a child of God, and it's enough to piss them off. But your son sits over there and create the most evil things. And you such a coward. You created that animal. Oh, he's an animal. You created that beast and you're afraid of your own creation. Since you want to talk about something being made the real way, well, honey, you made a demon the real way. and you're afraid of it. And that's fact. You could go to the internet and she could say, oh, that God changed me and he gave me a second chance. But what have you ever gave back? Have you ever gave anything back to God? Have you ever came to the internet? Have you ever showed us anything that since God gave you a second chance? No, you own it. And let me just talk and let me just give more proof. Let me give you receipt number 2. And you ask yourself, what person do you know that's a child of God and God changed your life and you say you appreciate Jesus changing your life? So you ask yourself, because even if you're a child, even you can answer this. God changed your life, gave you a second chance. So you mean to tell me you feel a smart thing to do is to link up and not only allegedly sleep with a brother of the man that you had to be from, and he's a drunk, and he curses you out. He's a domestic violent person. You mean to tell me God saved your life, gave you a second chance, and you still walk back in the pit of hell? You still sleep with the enemy? Lady, I don't know who you think you talking to. I don't know what people you think all on the internet, but there's a lot of grown people out here. There's a lot of Christians out here, and I put my name on it. Ain't no Christian is going to condone the way you move. Ain't no Christian is going to say, God saved me, but every night you lay up with a demon. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. God don't move that way. You are a liar. You have not changed. You in it for the glance, the glare, and the money. You're in it for that. And if you ask me, the same way you get to the internet and you allegedly claim and state it out of your mouth that Rico, a young man who have not done not one thing to you, don't even know you, and you allegedly say, well, the news said he's on drugs. Well, guess what? Your son said you was a crackhead, so I'm going to say you are still a crackhead. It's all fair. If you can speak on a stranger that you don't know, I have the right to come to the internet and say you are still a crackhead, you have not changed, and you will do anything to get the drugs. Because that's how you're moving, ma'am. That's how you're moving. Your son is so afraid to stand on his own 2 feet. Your son don't want to live without royalty. And you want to know why? Because he knows the devil in him is waking up. He knows. That's why he avoids looking at a mirror. He knows. So he wants to linger on to royalty as long as he can. Your son don't care about the twins. He only wants royalty. He wants royalty back in his house, under his roof, up under his order. That's what your son wants, and he's not gonna get it. And you don't even want to address your own son, your own situation. Ma'am, you are a liar. To come to the internet and speak on God the way you do. You know, when I curse, I at least have the decency to come to the internet and say, forgive me, Jesus. And I tell my supporters, I'm sorry, I will not speak on God in vain. I try my best to make sure that I do not speak on God and curse at the same time. But man, you are a coward. You are a liar. You come to the internet, you speak on God and say how he changed you, and at the same time in the video, you go and speak on someone and put out false information. False information that can tear them down and blacklist their name and their career. Ma'am, you have not changed. Hey, Kim, I can say, hey, baby. Exact money. Like I say, exactly. Goes to the internet, and let me tell you, that clown over there, you best believe them horns gonna keep growing. Keep looking. Keep looking. The features of what's really on the inside is going to keep continuing, and it's going to reveal itself. And like I said, all them people that's in that cult, you think I'm lying? Google it. True story. I think that man, what's that man's name? His first name was Jim. I can't think of his last name. He was a Caucasian guy. He had a whole cult of people that he led down the road of hell. He had them doing the most unbelievable thing. You guys, I will not lie to you. You honestly think people are not born decades and decades? Just reincarnation of that creep. I don't know what he is, but one thing I do know, that is not a child of God. That is not someone that worships Jesus, that's moving the way that he's moving. And I stand on that. And he got a whole family, a whole crew of people that, I'm going to tell you right now, receipt number 3. If you know the story of Jesus, if you know the story of Bethlehem, where they put Jesus on the cross and poked him, put a 1 in the chat and put my flowers and the teacup, if you agree with me. When they took Jesus and put him on the cross, and see, my aunt told me this when I was a little girl. And I wasn't afraid to listen because I paid attention. She said they put Jesus on the cross and they put spikes in him. They stuck him in his side. They nailed his hand and his feet to a cross. Now stay with me now. Yourself. Do you think it was more Christian people at that time while that was going on, or was it more people who worshiped the devil? Because ask yourself, how was it possible that those cruel people can take Jesus and put him on a cross and nailed him and put spikes in him, and the Christians stood by and let it happen? Because the Christian was outnumbered. They was outnumbered. The same way that creep, when somebody say, well, I'm going to follow him because he got 9 million subscribers. Don't think that the devil won't have a crew that's outnumbered the angels. Oh, yes. That's how they hide themselves. They hide themselves by joining in the fight. Well, think about it. When you hear about a wolf that attack an innocent animal or a child, do they say wolves or do they say wolf pack? Stay with me now because I'm going to educate you. It's a wolf pack. That's how they hide. They comes in groups. That means that animal that's been devoured, or that child, or that old lady, or that man that's been ripped apart by a wolf, they're outnumbered. They're outnumbered because evil travel in packs and groups of packs. I can't lie to you. When you see piranhas, real piranha fish, you ever ask yourself why piranha travel in groups? Piranha is probably one of the most evil fish, and they're little, but they travel in groups. That's how they're devoured. That's how they complete their enemy. They attack in groups. And it's the same thing going over there. So what he say, I got million subscribers, he got an army. I cannot lie to you. There's a video that was on Cheese, and I have said it so many times. But you guys gonna have to wake up and you gonna have to do your homework and see that I am speaking truth and facts here. He said it in the video where he was on a walk, he was outside Walmart. And he accused these 2 young men of robbing him and said one of them had a gun. He literally told that young man, I got an army of youth in Utah. And he told that young man, and you should get you one. Now, I cannot lie to you. The demons will travel in packs. They will outnumber a Christian person, an angel. Now, it don't mean they gonna win. I'm just telling you, that's how they travel, in groups, in packs. So like I say, just because he over there with 9 million subscribers, that doesn't mean that he is in the right. You need to question that and think I'm lying. If you want his support, if you think I'm lying, test the water. Why don't you go over there to your group and question it and watch how they're going to attack you. They're going to rip you apart. Go there. Question it. Say, you know what? I have a question. Jim Crow, thank you. Thank you, Miss Diane 30. Google it. That's your homework. There's a real man in real life. His name was Jim Crow. He had a group. This man did the most. And people followed this man for years. For years. And he was evil. And they followed him because he had a group of people. And these people are like, they couldn't think for themselves. And they just joined in the group. And they just kept going and going. Go over there and you question them. Go in the chat, your own people, and say, wait a minute. If you got the kids, you get the twins every other week, just like royalty. You don't pay child support. Royalty don't come to your house. Ask him, say then, why are we still at war? Why are we still battling this out? Ask him, what do he really want? He's going to turn around and he's going to bite your hand off, and I'll put my name on it. He's going to attack you because how dare you question him? He's going to come for you. Like I say, all I could do is just let you know. And like I say, we watch a whole woman that's 55 and older, and she comes to the internet and she said, God have changed me, but I didn't see her do not one godly thing on the internet. And baby, if you could go to the internet and you can brag on your son and protect your evil son or evilness that you created, and if you could go on the internet and sit on a bed with two evil young ladies and make a joke about the birth of twins, stay with me now. And if you could be on the internet and literally be in a, wherever where you stay, a pit of hell, and live with a complete man that's obviously domestic violent, drink, evil, curses, and everything, where I may come on the internet to curse, to express myself, can't nobody say they ever saw me on no internet, in no video, cussing out anybody, because I don't move that way. Can't nobody say they ever saw me on no video and telling somebody I'm supposed to care about and somebody that's supposed to love me and I'm cussing them out. Make it make sense. You living in a pit of hell and at the same time want to convince somebody on the internet that God have changed you, and you have not done not one godly thing to show proof of that. Not one. So like I said, you guys, I had to come back to the internet because, see, it's important. It's something. You need to know the truth. You can't keep going through life and you don't know the truth. And yes, we all like to overlook that we know there's evilness out there. We don't like to talk about it. But you know what? Sometimes it needs to be talked about it, because everybody has a right to get on their knees and save their own soul. Everybody has a right to believe in what they want to believe in. And everybody has a right to make their own choices. Okay, you guys, I just wanted to come to the internet and I just wanted to bring proof. Like I say, that woman or whatever what she is have not changed at all. And like I said, you guys, thank you for coming to my channel. And I just wanted to make that clear. And thank you for getting me to 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I am completely humble and I love you for it. And I'm always going to bring the tea. It's need to be. And I'm going to always bring receipts, because I'm not here for clout, views, and money. Now, when I'm trolling that clown, I'm on the bag. I'm on the bag. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Talk to you later.